Hello everybody, I am Razorblade Mango, and today I'm actually going to be talking about two entries on the RBM Plays video. So you're getting a 2-for-1 today. And the first thing I want to talk about is, well actually both of these came out on they're both betas, they both came out on the exact same day. And the first one I'm going to start out with is the Hitman beta. Which is the latest game in the series, published by Square Enix, developed by IO Interactive. And I think this Hitman has gotten a lot more attention just because of its really odd episodic structure that Square Enix is going on, and that I don't know what they're going to do for Final Fantasy VII Remake, but I hope it's not like this. Because even after this beta, I thought it was okay. I'm still not convinced that this is a good idea. Far from it, actually. I think this game would be I think more people would buy it if it was released in November or December as a complete package. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not against episodic gaming. I mean, obviously, I love Telltale, and I've really liked other episodic properties recently, like King's Quest and Life is Strange, also from Square Enix. So I just don't think Hitman really benefits from this structure. Honestly, it would shock me if this game sold well, especially given its rather meh reputation around like the internet and forums, stuff like that. Because I'm not really seeing a lot of buzz from the community about this just because of the episodic structure. And I think people are starting to get tired of the way companies keep cutting up games. And this is like a whole new level of that. So, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me at all if Square Enix were to come back and say, oh, this undersold really badly. Let's never do this again. So, I mean, and I've heard that if this game sells well, this particular entry, that all future Hitmans are going to be like this, where they start doing this TV season kind of thing, which, guys, video games are not TV. Don't do that. I mean, it's fine if you want to do that with, lesser budget titles, like what Telltale does, like what King's Quest does, Life is Strange, stuff like that. I have no problem with those, because those are probably designed to be episodic. And Hitman, I just don't really see it. I mean, the excuse that they're giving is that each episode will be set within a certain country, so I guess that's how they're doing it, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but I'm unlike a lot of people, I'm still not convinced that this episodic structure is a good idea. So how does the game work? Well, it feels a lot like the old school Hitman. It feels a lot like the Hitman I kind of sort of played when I was younger. Stuff like Silent Assassin and Contracts. I haven't played a Hitman game since those two. And I like this approach. I mean, it's definitely not... From what I hear, Absolution was a lot more streamlined. It felt a lot more like, I don't know, just a regular, generic third-person shooter, in a way, where there was like slow-mo kills and bullet time and shit like that. So this is definitely not that. At least the impression I get from the beta. It's not that. It's very old school. It's very slow-paced, very methodical. And if you fuck up, you have to start, not all over again, but you do have to start at a certain point. You have to, stay out of sight, change disguises constantly so you're not recognized. It's very tactical, which I like, and I think is a nice change of pace from the usual stuff out there. Now, as far as it being in a beta, which I thought was really odd considering that this is a mainly single-player game, I've heard there are going to be some, not multiplayer, but online components to it, and I was kind of like, why is this getting a beta if it's going to be a single-player game? I mean, aren't betas usually just reserved for multiplayer stuff? Once I saw the game in action, I finally got it, because this game does not feel fully optimized. I've heard conflicting reports of what what the resolution is. I've heard reports that's like 720p, 900p, 1080p. I probably won't know until somebody does a deep analysis of the final game. The frame rate, it starts out at a decent 55, 50, maybe 60 frames per second, like in the beginning. The problem is once you're in more interior environments and the loads of NPCs start to come into the picture, the frame rate takes a very noticeable plummet. I'm not talking, not like Assassin's Creed Unity level, but it is still not acceptable for a game that's been in development for I don't know how long. But at this stage of the game, when it's going to release in a week, literally, it's going to come out March 11th. So basically, what you're seeing right now is pretty damn close to what the final game is going to be. And I still think, like I said, I think this would be better if it came out in November or December. They could smooth out the frame rate and shit like that. Again, it's just it's just quantity over quality, and that to me is not okay. And given Square Enix's history, I'm not surprised, but I'm just like, guys, are you still doing this? But it is a fun game. I will give it that. It has its pleasures. I still enjoy following targets around and tricking them into dying in really funny ways, really amusing ways. And it still feels good to execute a plan. And there's a new mechanic where if you're able to like eavesdrop on a conversation, or you see a new noticeable item, the game will allow you to track certain ways that you can kill the target. I mean, I guess that's there for replayability. We'll have to see how many different opportunities you can get in the final game, but I've only found like 2 in the final tutorial missions, because that's really all these are in the beta. They're the tutorial missions, which, I'm not complaining. It's of course they're not going to have that big fashion show level that they've been showing off in the beta. That's not going to happen, and that was silly to think otherwise. But yeah, I mean, it was all right. I mean, it looks okay. It's not particularly impressive. I guess it looks kind of like a PlayStation 3 game. And it's all right. If once they finally do like that retail version that they've been talking about, like in November or December, and then that goes on sale, I might give it a shot. Maybe. I mean, I maybe doubtful, because I'll probably be playing other things by then. I'll hopefully be playing Final Fantasy 15 by then, so that's another Square Enix thing that's like, okay, I have Final Fantasy 15. I don't need Hitman anymore. That's okay. But yeah, Hitman beta, it was okay. It's alright. It's free right now for PlayStation Plus users, and I think today is the last day, so if you want to give it a shot, it's not a long download. It's like 4 gigabytes. So if you want to try it out, go for it. It's alright. Just don't expect anything really, really amazing. And that brings me to the Uncharted 4, A Thief's End multiplayer beta. And to be honest, I've never really had much interest in Naughty Dog multiplayer. I never played it with Last of Us, never played it with the other Uncharted games. But I must admit, this multiplayer has started to grow on me. I do like it. I think it's fun. I don't know if I'll play it extensively, especially when compared to something like Doom, which is coming out 3 days after Uncharted 4. I'll probably be playing Doom multiplayer a lot more. But I like it. I like it quite a bit. It's a simple but effective mixture of third-person cover-based shooting and strategic movements. It feels a lot like The Last of Us, and I like this element of strategy where you can only see your opponent on the mini-map if they are firing, which I like, because then you have to use kind of stealth elements. You can go up behind somebody and like put them in a chokehold and have one of your friends run up and punch them in the stomach to knock them out. That kind of shit I really like, because that adds an element of strategy to the multiplayer. It's not like Call of Duty where you're just running around like chicken with your head cut off, just shooting at everything that moves, or everything that moves that isn't your teammates. It looks great too. It runs at a really nice 1080p 60 frames per second. I'm still peeved that the single player isn't 1080p 60 frames per second, which I know they can do, but they chose to put more effort into the multiplayer, I guess. It still just kind of rubs me the wrong way, but you know, we'll see. It follows a very, typical multiplayer structure. It's got the daily challenges, which is, like revive 3 teammates, down certain opponents with the certain gun. And then there's the shop, which you can buy like hats and emotes and shit like that. That's also where the microtransactions are going to kick in, and based on Naughty Dog coins. So goes to show that even Naughty Dog isn't above microtransactions. So I told you guys my top 10, like the things I hated the most about 2015. Microtransactions are going to come out swinging in 2016, which I'm hoping fucking id doesn't go back on their word with the Doom microtransaction, the non-microtransactions, which I really like. I had a lot of respect for that. I hope they're not like Battlefront or Payday 2 where they go back on their word. And I like that there's this new ability to purchase sidekicks, like in the heat of battle. You can actually use the money that you found playing multiplayer. And it actually is admittedly very generous with the amount of money that you can get, the amount of treasure you can collect during a multiplayer session. I did like that a lot. And you can purchase special abilities, like they've shown the Statue of El Dorado, where you throw it and then the thing just spins around and all these spectrals just attack people and stuff like that. It's really cool. You can buy explosives in the heat of battle, so if you need like a grenade, take out like a cluster of enemies, purchase it on the fly with the D-pad, throw it at them, and watch them go flying in the air. It is satisfying. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about Uncharted 4 beta, I guess. I did like it. It's alright. So I'm going to leave you with my favorite match that I did, just so you can get a sense of what it's going to be like. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you like what you see, subscribe. Again, stick around. I'm going to show off my favorite multiplayer match. No commentary, though, because I didn't record any. But, yeah. Anywho, thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.
Let's get you back up. jackass! You're down.
Just hold it.
That's a down. That's how it's done.
Partial credit.
Hello? I'm right here. Thanks.
All coming back to me now.
There you go.
Do this all day. Little help here.
You got it.
Sometimes I amaze myself.
I don't blame you.
Probably could have been a university professor.
That's cute. Let's see what you little mice can do. Yeah, got him pinned down. Good shot.
Yeah, just
Come
try
on.
to shut me down. Damn it, I'm down. Appreciate it.
Laying down suppressive fire.
Going somewhere.
I'm pinning it down. You're not gonna like me
Just
at
like
all.
riding a bike.
Go ahead.